Okay. Well, this is going to be an edition of Cupcake Bakery, where we're going to stuff our face with sweet cakes. And I'll let people introduce themselves, starting with Mitchell, then Tiger, and then me.
Alec is kind of a rough-looking customer. He he's tattooed a little bit, and he's got long hair and a slightly crazed look about him, and a bit of a beard. Looks like some kind of biker thug. But he is currently standing outside this bakery, eyeballing some of the prettiest, pinkest cupcakes that he's
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen.
Oh, I forgot to mention, it's like half Unicorn Bakery, half Goth Bakery.
That is so cool.
And like she even has like cotton candy machine, and she's got like all the rainbow cotton candy and black cotton candy too.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Zeron will also walk by, notice the scruffy-looking guy looking in the window, also start looking in the window and find himself drawn. He's a pretty attractive-looking dude, Russian features, short hair, like black, of course, because Russian. Got a couple scars here and there, but mostly dressed in just kind of casual clothes. He's got a hat on with the McDonald's logo on it. Probably he's like got off work or whatever. But
Smells of French fries and
yeah,
grease.
smells a little bit of French fries and grease. So he'll also start looking in to the window, and eventually get to like that kiddish like where his face is up against the glass and he has his hands on either side of his face, just trying to peer in.
Lily will see these two ridiculous people. She's gonna grab a couple of cups of coffee and some donuts and bring them out to you guys.
Thank you.
Zaron continues to look and then is slightly startled by someone saying something, so he'll jump a little bit and then he'll look down at the coffee and say, "Well, thank you."
It's very high quality. I grow it myself.
I see. Where?
She'll just point at the top of the building.
Oh.
Though it's very
Alec will-
difficult to get up there, so I don't think you'll be able to steal it. She'll kind of squint at him. You're very pretty. Suspiciously.
At this point, he's looking up at the roof and now, like, looking to the various buildings that are around it, trying to see if there is a potential way that he could get up there.
She would have her super secret coffee plans worded slightly.
It's gonna sound weird. Can I do intelligence athletics to figure out a proverbial route?
I mean, if you want to.
Alright.
Has she met Zara before?
Yeah. Successes.
Oh, it's you.
It is me. Also, if I wanted to get to your secret garden, I'd just go up that building and then jump across. But I would not do that. It is just something for you to know. Yes?
I mean, I didn't say you couldn't get to the roof. I just said you couldn't get to my coffee beans.
This is fair.
She's gonna put on her glasses and take a look at this crazed homeless-looking guy. So, who exactly are you?
Name's Alec, and he's rifling through his pockets looking for change.
Oh, don't worry about it. You're kosher.
Thanks. I heard this was a pretty happening spot, so I figured I would stop by and check it out. I really dig this coffee.
Oh, yeah. Special blend. There is a safe space in the back of the building.
He
I imagine there are plenty of safe spaces.
She's gonna tap her glasses.
Oh, yes. Oh, I understand. Yes.
Oh, freaking praise.
That is rude.
It's not rude because it's true.
No.
Yeah. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. We'll go to the back and talk. She'll lead you guys around the building.
He follows, sipping the coffee carefully.
Zeron will also follow. He'll turn to Alec and say, "I did not introduce myself. My apologies. I am Ismail."
It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
You aren't gonna scare him off like the other fairies did you?
I did not plan to, no. And we'll see why I would.
Your kind aren't the most polite. They've scared off several people I was trying to protect.
Why is that?
Oh, because he was a dickhead?
Who was that?
She'll describe him. And of course, not here anymore to play the character, so.
I am not familiar with this individual. If I am seen him, though, I will give him strong work. Yes.
Kosher. I don't know why I keep saying kosher. You guys bring out the weird side of me. And she opens the door, and there's like this giant pile of pastries in the table, and it's warm and smells good.
This is awesome. This is really awesome. I like this place a lot.
Help yourself, and she'll point to the giant pile of pastries in the middle.
He goes to the the most bright pastel looking fluffy sweet thing that he can find and stuffs it in his face hole.
So Zaron responds by also grabbing one, but he manages to eat it in a way that is almost dignified. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat a cupcake in a dignified way. It's pretty difficult, though.
It's super difficult.
The
Especially
only
if
way
you're
you can do
making
it is like with a fork and a knife.
My family has a thing where we like tear the bottoms off of the cupcake and eat that part first, and then just like shove the entire like icing part into your mouth at once.
See, you could also just tear the bottom of the cupcake off and stick it on the top, and you have an icing sandwich.
Sandwiches are good for you.
Yeah!
Can confirm.
So she'll let you guys have your fill of sweets and whatnot. Sipping onto coffee. Do you guys want some hot chocolate too?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm still sipping a coffee. Thank you, though.
Alright. She is going to get you a hot chocolate. Do you want the white chocolate, milk chocolate, or dark chocolate?
Ooh, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Okay. And she's gonna like bring a couple of marshmallows that are like, some of them are like rainbow color, some of them are white. There's one of them that's black, or a couple of them that's black. Also, the hot chocolate is pitch black too.
Nice.
So, you know this is a safe space, and you know me from the collapse of the mall.
Yes.
I heard about that. What, if I may ask, happened there?
Embodiment of greed.
Okay, well, that was fair, I guess.
Oh, do you not know? The 7 deadly sins are manifesting. Happens
heard
once
about
every 2,000 years.
I heard about the deity problem. I did not hear about the sins issue.
Deity problem, deity problem. Oh yeah, Thor and Odin and that stuff.
He kind of rolls his sleeve up just a little bit, kind of pushes both of them up, and as he's digging into this hot chocolate, and there are runes very crappily tattooed on his wrists.
You know, I'm pretty sure somebody upstairs could actually do that with a sterile needle. You're looking to get tattoos.
I thought about having them removed and redone.
Huh.
These were from before.
With Matter 2, can I, like, move the ink?
That's a very good question. I'm going to look at the book. You two continue to converse while I'm doing that.
Okay. So, we should take a look at the tattoos. Have you considered using Matter to rearrange the ink pigments?
I hadn't thought of that, no. I've been told that others of my kind are better with critters than I am, and that it would probably be easy for one of them to help take care of it. But
Traditionalist.
I'm sorry, was that any character question?
Yes.
Yes.
So you should know this is a hollow one tree.
Oh,
It's okay, we don't bite very much, at least.
He's old you.
Sure. Sure.
I'd say it's Matter 2, probably also Life 3. Because it has kind of... You're making sure you're not also, like, moving the skin with it, because that could be bad.
Do I have? I don't have any life.
It's my thing. That's a good speed.
Yeah, especially for my mage.
They're all... So,
Yeah.
these were back in my beginning phases before I learned properly. I'd like to replace them with something with a little more meaning.
I mean, enough that, or you could just reshape the ink.
I don't know that it's that high quality. We used India ink.
if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Get good quality ink.
Can I pull the ink out of his skin?
That one would definitely require another 3.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes.
With life 3, which is a sphere I don't even have.
Correct.
So, what do I need to catch you guys up on? Like,
I not heard about this gold business. Although I guess it wasn't really my people's business, otherwise I would have heard about it.
I'm sorry, your people?
The fairies.
Yes.
Who?
I wasn't joking when I called him a fairy earlier.
Yes, she was not just making homophobic slur. Although many at my work like to call me such things. Many at my work are terrible people, though.
He kind of half bows.
This one I like. He gives proper respect. You may go back to standing position or sitting position.
I've just never met before.
I think
Wow.
it's a different fae than of the Norse legends. I'm catching your drift.
Yeah, some of those aren't not fun beings to be around.
Oh no. I mean, I know of the old legends. But these guys are decent.
Some of us.
Some of them, which makes me worried.
If we come from the right dreams, we are fine. But there are some who come from nightmares. It's a problem. For us as well.
Okay, that was safe.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Oh, yeah, first time I met one of you guys. I poured a salt lamb between me and him.
How did that work?
It didn't.
I hate you.
I grew up on Ireland and not actually a couple of those people that I knew really did not age.
That sounds like a problem for them.
That's what you call a changeling, right? When you steal a child and replace them with a fairy and they just don't age.
No.
Okay.
That is what you call a changeling. That is not what a changeling is.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you don't want to actually tell me what a changeling is.
Correct. I'm not alone. We all have it.
I mean, yeah.
Rules.
Yeah.
Yes. I almost broke some at the mall.
I mean, we all did.
Yes.
And then that blue dude came in.
Yes. His wife is very.
Has she tried to kill you yet?
Yet. But she did tell me she would never forgive me.
I mean, if she hasn't tried to kill you yet.
She's also like 90 years old.
Is she really? That dude was like 30.
No.
What?
He also did not age.
Oh, God. What a... Never go out dancing with the fairies.
Noted.
In the old legends, they'll dance you to death.
The fairies that I'm used to are not the kind that firstly like to be called that, but are very much the kind that you would not like to dance with anyhow.
Yeah. They don't like to be talked about.
The Alpha are strange creatures. No offense.
None taken. I do not think I am that kind of. I don't believe I am from that part of. I guess this dreaming. So I'm curious to learn more about it. It's interesting.
What he said or what I said?
Either.
You don't know about the old legends?
Yep, they come from the dreams of Russians. Not of the Irish or the Vikings.
That's fair. Uh, old legend says that you could kill a fairy with iron. If you pour salt in front of them, they would have no choice but to count every grain.
I've heard the theme of vampires.
Yeah, them too. They can only come in when they're invited. Don't speak of them because they get mad. Don't go into a fairy circle. Don't cut down a fairy tree. Unless you want all your crops, all your family, all your wild stock to die. And you to rot away from a terrible disease. Well, that's with the fairy tree. The fairy ring, you could fall asleep in it and go into the fairylands. And, well, that's where they cause most of their mischief. Don't eat anything in the fairylands or they'll keep you as a slave. Well, it's more like the hospitality thing, I think. For a gift, like, if you gave them a gift and you took food in return, it would be okay to eat that food. But if you just, took a piece of food in random, you would owe them something. If that makes sense.
It sounds more like your tales of fairies are more warnings than actual tales.
Nobody fucks with fairy trees.
This is fair. The wrath of a she is great and terrible.
I don't know what that means.
You actually probably would, because it is a term in Irish mythology. They're generally top tier fairies.
Oh, yeah. I just gotta be careful with what my Irish and my changeling and the...
That's fair.
Oh, the off-sea.
That is your word for it, yes.
We have two kinds, light and dark. The light are mischievous occasionally. The dark are very dark at times. No, not as bad as the giants.
Oh, do you have the Legend of Titania too?
No.
Oh, she is the fairy queen of my legends. So the fairylands do actually exist.
Possibly.
Everything I know is theory, but it's damn good theory.
I mean, there's a living, breathing fairy right in front of us.
Yeah, but people don't like to talk about themselves a whole lot sometimes because secrets and rules.
Yes.
Okay.
You have told me much, and I feel it is only fair to return the favor. So both of you may ask me a question, and I will answer it honestly.
Oh yeah, in my legends, fairies can't lie. They can mislead and not speak the truth. They cannot lie.
that isn't always true. Hello, Ian. We are in Ken's character's bakery.
In Kim's character's what?
Bakery.
Oh,
The Belladonna Bakery, I believe it was. Yeah.
yeah. Eli will head in and order a cupcake.
The very large, kind of grumpy-looking man manning the counter will look at you and say, he'll first look around to make sure nobody else is within earshot. And whenever he does, so he'll look at you and say, "You're one of the special ones, eh?"
We've met.
That's I thought. You look familiar. They're in the back room if you want to go talk to them.
Sure. Cupcake though?
I'll bring it to you when it's ready.
Thank you.
Piping it.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I was asking if he was piping the cupcake, which means he's piping the icing on top of the cupcake.
Yeah, Eli will walk to the back room and knock on the door frame as he walks in.
You'll see Lily. You will see Zaron as well, along with Mitchell's character, who I will let Mitchell describe.
He is somewhere between a biker hooligan and a bum.
Okay.
Shaggy beard, shaggy hair, kind of rough clothes.
Eli will nod to both people that he has no idea who they are, because he has never met Sauron either.
Yes, you have. It was at the mall thing.
Did they really meet though?
I mean, you at least know him. You know that he is not normal. Like, things are a little fuzzy on how he's not normal. Because,
Yeah, let me rephrase. He hasn't, quotation marks, met him.
proper introductions have not been made.
Yes. Not any trouble, I hope.
No, just chilling, eating cupcakes.
Drink coffee. My apologies. I did not introduce myself last time we met. Although there were bigger issues occurring, he'll hold out a hand. I am Ismail.
Sorry, I missed that last part.
I am Ismail.
Ismail. Pleasure. I am Eli.
Pleasure.
As for the bigger things going on, yeah, just slightly.
We were discussing stories about fairies.
Yes.
Fairies. Huh.
Yeah, like the ones that steal children and replace them with a child that doesn't age.
Didn't they make a movie about that? Changeling or something like that?
Hmm.
Was it Sandra Bullock or?
You might be thinking of a different movie. At least the one that comes to my mind when you describe things of that nature is Rosemary's Baby, but it's a completely different genre, and Sandra Bullock was nowhere near it.
It wasn't Sandra Bullock. It was Angelina Jolie. That's who.
Interesting.
Are you talking about Beowulf?
No, I'm talking about the movie called Changeling.
I think the movie Beowulf, the king had sex with a fairy queen who replaced the child that he murdered so she could have another one, and she protected his lands, and they were a prosperous kingdom, etc.
Let me think here. Change language.
See, I'm going to think about my question very carefully before I ask it.
This is fair.
I normally would, but I'm curious as to the answer to this question for different reasons. Do you
What?
have a favorite tree?
Me?
I'll think for a second.
Oh.
I am fond of elm trees.
All right, I'll remember that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Eli's looking awfully confused now.
They told me things, so in return, there's an equal.
Trade?
Yes, thank you. English is not first language. I have trouble sometimes.
Oh yeah, English isn't my first language either.
But as an equal trade for the information they've given me, I have told them they can ask me one question each, and I will answer it honestly.
Tree. Oh, don't let me interrupt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask my question yet. I haven't figured out what I want to ask.
It is fine. I will remember my promise.
Cool. You guys want to go see my garden?
Sure.
Okay.
Will I have to ascend to the building, or will we take your entranceway?
We'll take on my entranceway.
Okay.
Because my entranceway has masks, and I don't want you guys to get poisoned.
I would prefer not to be poisoned myself.
And so she's going to lead you guys up the stairs, give you guys masks. It's like the little paper masks that you use when painting.
Oh.
Oh, little filter masks.
Yeah.
Eli. Sorry. Eli will put it on.
Alright. Now the entrance is covered in belladonna, just so you guys know.
It's the name of.
Yes.
Makes sense.
You'll open the door, and it's actually a pretty gorgeous rooftop garden. It's surprisingly warm for Britain.
How's gardening?
If you want to make a perception awareness.
I really assume that you're talking about the Amaryllis belladonna. The lily, right? Sorry?
Yep.
Okay, good. Not the other belladonna. Good.
Nightshade belladonna.
Sorry?
Nightshade belladonna.
Oh, it's covered in nightshade, a deadly nightshade?
It is nightshade belladonna.
Oh, okay.
You know, relative to the tomato.
Not really. It's magic.
Stop. Zaron will kind of sniff the air a little bit as he enters the garden. Some of these smell familiar. We'll point to one. This one especially.
Oh?
Yes. As part of my training, my lord had me ingest minute details of certain poisons in order to build up tolerance.
Well, it's just pretty.
The tolerance has faded. Is problem.
And I just scooch the plant away from him. Don't eat my plants.
I wasn't planning on it. What kind of a fool would eat poison?
I live with a lot of idiots.
Sounds like
Hello. You've been selected to participate in a short 30-second survey.
All right.
sick. Fuck yeah, surveys are my jam.
So yeah. Belladonna nightshade is the very gorgeous plant. I can't resist. She'll touch one of the petals lightly. I have grown a bit of resistance to it since, our garden it.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah, I keep my coffee beans separate.
I am thankful for that.
Probably a good idea not to get those two mixed up.
Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to breed up a strain of coffee that's stronger than the Death Wish coffee.
Hmm.
I'll have to have people sign a waiver before they can drink it so they don't drop dead of a heart attack.
I do not think waiver will prevent them from dropping dead of heart.
It prevents them from taking money out of my pocket.
Well, if they're dead, you don't have to worry about it.
He is correct.
You don't have to worry about their family.
Oh, that's true. You get that started, let me know. I'd like to try some. I think I could handle it. Be good for it.
I'll lead you guys to a different room. The reason why I do have the belladonna first, so like if people do try to steal my coffee, they have a slightly more difficult time getting to it.
It makes sense.
So she'll lead you guys to a little greenhouse that's sealed off. She'll open the doors for you guys.
Thank you.
Zahran will nod and head in.
Anyway, I'll step in.
Oh, if you guys want to make a perception alertness, when you guys have a second.
Okay.
Alright. Perception alert.
Yes. Holy shit.
6 successes. A 7 standard death.
I assume, yeah, that is a correct assumption even then.
Standard diff?
Yep.
1 second.
I'm trying to remember dice syntax.
It's a /R, then a space, number of dice, type of die. Actually, you can just really just look at mine as an example. Be easier than speaking it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I just gotta remember what my dice roller is. What my dice pool is.
I can look it up for you real quick if you need.
Oh, there we go. Sorry?
I can look it up for you real quick if you need.
I found it.
Oh, look, you got 3 successes.
Yeah.
I think I got a couple of successes in there.
Yeah, that's few.
Do you have a perception spec?
No.
Oh.
I still got 4 successes.
Okay.
Alright. 3 successes. You see Lily briefly touch a plant. It starts moving. That's weird.
That is
4
weird.
successes. That plant might be growing. 5 successes. That plant,
It was 6.
that plant is growing, and she's doing it.
Oh, you have quite the green thumb.
Oh no, I don't do that on purpose.
6 of 6.
It just happened.
Builds us a day.
I don't know actually. Typically the answer is magic, but it kind of never stops. And I don't do it. So, like, I do it, but not on purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's more than just like coffee beans. There's also like herbs and medicinal, mostly medicinal. Actually, it's like 90% medicinal, another 5% coffee, and another 5% cooking. You guys need any herbs? She'll look to the two mages.
I don't at the moment, but quite the collection you've got up here.
I am Wiccan after all. Herbs and potions are my thing.
That's fantastic. Once I get set up here, doing a little research, my feedback under me, I might have use for some of those herbs and potions if you would part with them for some form of barter or trade or money.
Sure. I mean, she'll take a look around her garden. Here, this one should be a fan favorite, and she'll get like this mischievous smile on her face and pluck a leaf. And you can see that the leaf is still growing in her hands, and she'll get a like small thing of dirt and put it in there, and it starts taking root while she's touching it. Then she'll hand him the leaf with the roots.
That is utterly phenomenal. What is it?
She'll kind of just grin. Do you want to do like a perception check on it?
Yeah, I would.
Well, you could do botany or alertness, or so alertness would be at a higher diff because it isn't the knowledge.
Let me see if I have anything applicable. I don't think that I do.
Or maybe a cult.
I have a cult. I don't know if that would help me identify a plant, but straight perception, I got 1 success.
Sorry.
Are other people going to be doing the check, or is it just going to be him?
Actually, I've got a couple of dots in science. Can I identify it through an intelligence science?
It is up to the attacker.
Yeah, I'd allow it. Do you have a specific area of science that you specialize in?
In biology, but
Yeah, I'd allow it at standard diff. It's
1 second, let me have a look.
Hey, isn't this the guy you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh no.
Just straight fail.
So I'm going to. It's a plant leaf.
Let's see what I can. Did I do Braille?
Yeah, okay. It makes sense. We've been talking about it already.
Would it be intelligence or perception?
I already said perception for them.
Detail learning, is it?
I don't know.
Standard diff.
Yeah.
I got one.
Alright. So that is a leaf of mistletoe.
Oh, thank you. I will cherish it.
Does he actually say that?
No.
Well, Baldur's already dead, so he's not gonna be mad. We had Thor come pick him up.
You had Thor come pick him up.
Yeah,
Pick who up?
Baldur.
Baldur. Huh?
He's, if I were remembering correctly, one of the Norse deities.
So what? We've had Thor, Odin, and Baldur here.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, as far as I understand, we still have Odin kicking around.
No, Odin's dead.
No, there's more than one version of him.
She squints at you. Wait. Is that the Tall Fuzzy? The dude with Nathan?
Huh?
Was it the dude with Nathan?
Thing with Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I remember is there was one that was dead, and then there was rumors floating around of another one on another plane.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fact that the Thunderer was here and someone called him to pick up. What how does?
Don't be surprised about anything in London anymore. I mean, we just fought freaking greed.
It was a Tectonic storyteller.
Those words should mean something to me. I will remember them for later.
You could do Mage Lore if you
I
wanted to.
could do Mage Lore. Intelligence Mage Lore?
Sir.
See what my pool is on that. Ability 10.
Two successes. The Chaftani are a craft. Now a member of the Disparate Alliance, but basically they are typically Middle Eastern mages who don't really believe in subtlety. They're very much known for going out in giant explosions of paradox and considering it a point of pride.
Okay. That explains much.
Oh, he was annoying as hell.
Was it?
Yes.
It's Tectonic storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Storytellers can be annoying. It depends on the story.
All about can't change your story. Then I accidentally said I think it was supposed to 20 Clint to the dwarf who made Milnor. Said he was gonna go beat up Thor.
Okay. Everything's fine here. We're good. We're good.
Poor Alec.
He's so out of his depth. But he's got this. He's totally got this.
Everything's fine.
So
Well-
yeah, Eli looks over at Alec. Did you say the character name was Mitchell?
Mhm.
And you know, who are you?
Oh, just just a guy, you know. Man, I'm new in town. My name's Alec. It's nice to meet you. Yada yada. Small talk.
Yeah, you're hanging out with these two, which tells me you're not the average Joe Blow off the street. So
I mean, you don't know me. I invite hobos off the street all the time.
yeah, but we're not exactly talking about normal topics that we would have around a Joe Blow off the streets.
I mean, you don't know that.
He says I'm not drunk right now. You know, the hobo wine. That's a thing, right? Is that still a stereotype?
The hobo wine.
No, I heard about this place from a guy.
But yeah,
Yeah,
he's cool.
yeah.
I mean, why would I invite him to the back room if he wasn't kosher?
Yeah, that's
I keep saying that word today. What's
further
wrong?
goes to my point.
I mean, everybody's been talking about themselves. I just figured that you guys knew I was cool.
Does Lily have her glasses on?
Yep.
Yeah. uh, so I'm Eli. Not exactly old around here either. I just came here from long way around from Hong Kong.
Can I smoke up here or will it hurt the plants?
I mean,
I'm sorry,
I'm
what?
pretty sure people hide their pot joints somewhere in the corner over there.
Alec will reach into his pockets and pull out a fist and a cigarette. And he'll light it up. So, Eli, what you're telling me is that greed, right? Is that the thing?
Greed. I think we figured it was greed, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Greed.
Okay. So greed. Which the other ones have shown up?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of angry people around lately, so I have a suspicion of which one might show up next.
Don't tell me Raph.
I mean, have you watched the news lately?
I try not to.
Wrath is probably eventually on its way, regardless, considering the tales that I've heard of the Allfather and the Thunderer since I came into this town. Because that's not going to be a happy day.
Yep, and we still don't really have confirmation that greed's been defeated.
Oh, I don't
No.
think he was. I think he just got moved.
I just hope these things don't like combine together like a big Voltron robot thing.
You're worried about the 7 deadly sins forming a giant mechanized lion.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be my fear too.
Hey, I'm fearful of what happens if they all come together, period. What that might look like is another thing altogether.
What are the economic consequences of this sinkhole eating the shopping center?
Actually, the effects of greed have kind of been hanging around. Like, there's a boost to the economy just right now, but they aren't going as crazy as they were.
What's it like
Yeah,
getting a job in this town?
Yeah, I knew there was something weird when all of Asia Town went like 50% off. That was weird.
Alec kind of puts his cigarette out on the sole of his boot and sticks the butt in his pocket so he doesn't litter in the garden.
Yeah, we really need to get the group together to do the plan as soon as possible.
There's a group and a plan. I like groups and plans.
It's not exactly the best of plans for a lot of people. Most of them would have to make sure I stay alive long enough to do my plan.
What is it you do, Eli?
He's got, I think, what he's planning on doing is scrolling 10,000 years into the past.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Maybe. I'm talking to somebody with a node. Right. Probably call her over, see if she wants to talk to you.
Yes, please do.
I'm not sure if she'll want to come over though, so give me a minute. She'll send off a text.
They'll get a voicemail saying, sorry, I'm at work right now.
Okay, yeah, she can't come over. She cannot.
What about us going to her?
She's at work. Also, I'm not letting you enter her house. That's creepy.
That would be a little creepy, yeah.
Why do we not go to her where she works?
That's what I was suggesting.
It is also creepy and it is public.
And it could get her fired.
Yeah.
Of course, then we wouldn't have the her being at work problem. Who are we talking about again?
Well, I don't know where she works, so for all I could know, she could own her own place, like a bakery in a random spot in the middle of the city that have random back rooms that people can freely talk in. Not, pointing out any particular places as an example or anything.
That's just me.
Wow. So, the plan is to look back in the past.
These things were slowed down, put to sleep, or somehow misdirected somehow in the past, or they disappeared for 10,000 years. There had to have been some kind of cause to that. I figure go back and find out what it was.
To do
Wait,
that.
are you suggesting actual time travel or scry?
No. Good God, that's way outside my capability, scrying back.
Let's have Tawnywood.
So, do you know anybody that could just ask somebody that was there? I mean, I know 10,000 years is a long time, but surely they're like, something that lives a long time. I mean, we've got the stories of all kinds of craziness. So,
Or perhaps spirits of people who were there.
there you go.
Can you look at the dreams from them?
Sorry?
You said you You have like a dreamland.
Yes.
Could you look at the dreams for them?
I'll think for a second. It is theoretically possible, but I would have to find out what exactly are.
Probably at the largest population of people. Oh, what's the largest population of people 10,000 years ago? I wasn't joking, I don't know the answer.
Emotionally, though.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas.
Sure. Yay, research.
Eli is leaning up against a wall or a post or something, and he's thinking and thinking and thinking. Tiger.
Yes.
Correspondence and spirit. I've got 2 in each. Could I track particular spirits?
You could give it a try. But you need some way to get a lock on them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I could use those 2 in combination to try to track down very, very old spirits.
Like, if you had their name or something that belonged to them way back when, it'd be a lot easier. But the
Like
way...
their fetters or whatever it's called?
Yeah. But if you don't have those, it's basically just going into the ocean and deciding, I'm going to fish here.
Here, ancient fishy, 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 fishy.
Yeah. I'm not going to use a net, and I'm not going to use the advanced technology. I'm going to just dive in and catch them with my bare hands and hope for the best.
Tiger side shot.
Dream background, if I remember right, is similar to Hypercram, where it just kind of lets you get abilities that you wouldn't normally have via a brief, like, dream state / meditation.
I think that's actually literally past lives from you're thinking literally past lives from the mage background.
There's a couple backgrounds that do like that. Let me double check it real quick.
Okay.
My phone is like your own mind palace I can turn on.
The main source of my balance thing. 0 second to the dream hypercram. So you roll, if you have dream, you roll your perception plus dream, and basically if you succeed, you get to substitute your dream rating for another ability that is whatever you're trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't add to it. I was wrong on that, but it does give you the ability to bet on, or that back.
Okay, fair enough.
So, for example, if he needed to roll something with some knowledge he didn't have, he could do that.
Yeah.
Or replace his dream dress with the.
But you don't necessarily get to directly pick it. It says it in the background. It's not reliable. But what you will get will be useful to the tasks, to the task at hand. It just may not be immediately obvious.
Fair enough. You might have a good idea there. I can communicate with the spirits as well. Possibly with some difficulty, I might even be able to track some down.
Could you do I need any kind of like special knowledge to understand the nature of sympathetic magic outside of my esoterica and my occult knowledge?
I wouldn't say so. It's a pretty basic concept throughout like various different belief
Okay.
systems.
Could we go to the sinkhole and find something there that might be attached to this spirit of greed? If it is a spirit or a creature of greed or whatever form it takes, and kind of follow that backwards as well? Could that be a thing that we do?
Oh, we can't. I don't think we should do that. Try that alone. Attempting that would attempting to piggyback any kind of ability or power on greed itself would probably attract greed back to the area.
Also get you murdered.
Yeah, and
Murder's assassinated, sorry.
Murder is
Grammar.
bad.
Yes, they are very different. This is something I have learned.
I'm not going to ask my question about that.
I get a perception alertness from everybody.
sorry.
Perception alertness from everyone.
She's specifically not asking you about that, is what she said.
Yeah. It is standard difficulty.
2 successes.
Perception 3. You said alert.
Yes.
3 successes for me.
So whenever he mentions that he's learning the difference between just killing someone and assassinating somebody, Zarin kind of like, almost like it's just kind of a tick. He rubs his wrist, like his left wrist, and then stops.
I'm not touching that crazy with a 10-foot pole.
Crazy.
Oh, he didn't even notice.
Yeah, if we're already seeing the effects of a possible second deadly sin, I'm definitely not doing, or at least attempting to avoid as best as I can, attracting a second one at the same time. Because if greed is somewhere else, he's somebody else's problem for the moment.
I mean, that's not very team-oriented answer.
We could barely handle. We couldn't even handle one of them at one of them. How are we going to handle 2 of them at the same time?
To his point, I did drop Maul on him.
I'm sorry, you said drop Maul?
Yes, they got a little out of control.
Okay, because my understanding was that like the ground opened up and swallowed the Maul, but
Yeah, that was, I believe, Durham's cover story.
Yes.
okay.
Like, wasn't
All
that
right.
actually my idea for a cover story?
Well, the undead was the one that took care of it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking credit for actually implementing it. I just think it was. I think it was my idea. I should shut up now. Never mind. Anywho, yes.
Again, I could feel myself running away.
My apologies.
That wasn't fun.
I have been studying that form of magic. For hopefully better control.
Good luck.
Along with more crypto.
Dead gods and dropping Mauls on manifestations of sin. Good times. Good times in London.
Oh yeah, watch out for pride.
Yeah.
I did have another idea floating in my head. Well, if there's a manifestation of the deadly sin, you think maybe there's a manifestation of its opposite?
I mean, probably.
Maybe if we brought them together, it might be easier to defeat the deadly sin.
I didn't think of that.
Can I just interject here a moment?
Sure.
So there are two things that can happen when you bring opposites together.
Neutralization
them-
or earth-shattering kaboom?
Yeah.
That's one of the options. I think the one that we're not thinking about here is have you guys ever heard the story of the creation of the world as according to Scandinavian mythos?
I think I have. They have sex and the entire world is destroyed and reborn.
Not quite. There's a land of fire and a land of ice, essentially. And in the space between them where they meet, they birth something new. This is the one I'm worried about. If you bring together a sin and its opposite, how are we going to guarantee that it's not going to morph into something really bad and give birth to a new trouble?
I mean, it would reduce it from 2 to 1.
But it could be 3 times as strong. And then the math is still not on our side.
The math is already not on our side.
Yeah.
It will be even less on our side.
Because there's 7 of them.
There are only 7 of them. Like, seriously? And they're not even, most of them aren't even that bad. Gluttony, come on.
I think I hear you getting a little prideful over there.
Sloth should be interesting.
Zaran will look at Alec in the eye and say, "Gluttony does not seem bad, yes. But I was thinking greed is perhaps not bad. And then everybody in that mall, besides us, those of us of a supernatural bent, decided to start attacking themselves and then us in an attempt to get their deals and their wares and their consumers crap. Now imagine if that is gluttony influencing people.
Your stomachs would explode because they won't eat.
They will eat everything.
I'll just point out that of all of the supernaturals that went in, less than 5% survived.
That wasn't because of the mall dropping, was it?
No, that was because of the sheer power this thing exposed us to.
This mall dropping thing was last resort, and honestly I did not even intend to drop them all. I intended to rot away the embodiment of greed into just a bit of dust or goop on the floor.
We were only able to survive because of the quick actions of I don't even know his name. I passed him for 5 seconds. I was able to and yeah.
His name was Dugarth.
Only because of that guy, we survived. Any of us survived.
Yeah, he literally pulled me out of a collapsing building, so.
He took the thing and the building with him.
Huh. It's a little fuzzy.
I think.
Maybe?
I think that's what happened.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, what happened to the minions?
Presumably they were crushed and taken over.
There was a whole lot of things that were dead.
There were also minions?
Yes.
The brainwashed consumers, in
Ah,
the most literal sense.
Yeah, they would like die, and he would like resurrect them.
Yeah, how are people not asking questions about all the missing people?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of questions being asked about missing people. They just got
There's a lot of missing people.
they just went into the sinkhole.
Yes, this simple explanation. They were in the building when it collapsed, and then sinkhole happened. They are dead.
Yeah,
But there were
and
very many
sorry.
findings when we got there. What was that about? The fact that there weren't very many humans when they got there.
The issue is, I don't even think this that greed is amongst the more powerful of the seven deadly sins.
Give me just a second. I gotta check to make sure that my restaurant isn't being invaded by gluttony.
It's fine.
You guys want to come with?
sure.
Sure.
Just gonna go downstairs. Yeah. We'll take a look at the sales. Okay, that's normal. I mean, if it was gluttony, I'd be hella rich.
Just take team effort by the sins.
Oh, yes.
What's in
Also,
the box, man? What's in the box? Well,
Wait, that's a good idea.
the box.
Pandora's box.
Oh God.
It released all the sorrows onto the world, but Pandora was able to close it before the last thing escaped. And the last thing was hope. Well, what if Pandora's box got opened again?
I foresee bad things.
I mean, it would make sense.
you're not wrong.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you got to think. It was able to be closed to entrap hope left in the box. What it doesn't say is, was there anything else left in the box that was bad?
No?
Just it was just said that hope. They managed to trap hope in there. I don't recall any mention of, you know, I don't recall mention of them saying it was empty when they trapped hope in there.
Well, either way, the story suggests that Hope is trapped in the box, which is probably a bad place for it to be, right?
Yeah. You heard the story, right?
Yes.
The story of Pandora's box.
Yes.
Maybe go by a different story. Like, it exists in every land almost, but Pandora was given a gift by the gods, but she, being insatiably curious, was unable to resist opening the box, which was the one condition of the gift. And she opened the box, releasing a plague of terrible sorrows upon the land, only to realize what she's done. She snapped it closed right before the last thing could escape, that last thing being hope. And the sorrows, I'm assuming, are the seven deadly sins.
So perhaps we could find this box. And allow hope to go through.
I mean, I'm down.
This seems like a.
Best hope that we got.
It seems like a horribly bad idea, but a good one at the same time, and I am torn.
I have some things going on, but I will help you guys out however I can from, in between things. Maybe do a little research.
Yeah, of course we gotta research the hell out of this before we actually take action, but
First, we messed with Norse mythology. Oh, hell, why not go after Greek mythology next?
I mean, it's not really Greek mythology. This lore exists in some form or another.
Pandora's box was an artifact in Greek mythology.
Yes, but there's similar stories. Well, they aren't always called Pandora's box, but all across the globe. It's just the Pandora's box is the most common name for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible too. I can't remember what it's called. So, we go our separate ways. Study Pandora's box and the seven deadly sins.
Make a plan.
Oh yeah, right. Any of you guys had that one meeting? Like, I tried to get there, but by the time I got there, the meeting had ended.
Sorry, what?
The meeting between everybody.
When you say everybody,
I mean, like the lycanthropes and the undead and the fairies and the mages.
Yeah, so
okay.
it was mostly talking about how none of us had any idea what we were facing and attempting to come up with a plan which did not happen.
Oh, you mean at the warehouse with that Mr. X person that I trust about us?
It's not meeting I am about.
Yeah, Mr. X is a different meeting. There's like an open invitation for people of all supernatural types to meet peacefully and discuss the Sims thing. Sorry? That was what?
Yes.
Is there any like location they came up with?
As to where they might pop up again, or somebody mentioned a possible attack on Parliament to bring forth the Wraith.
Not exactly what I was talking about, but that's very useful information.
That is all I know.
Like a meeting place so everybody can like share.
I do not believe so. We met at the Mithrai Temple, but I believe the caretaker of the place is that it not be used as a general hangout or planning spot without his permission.
Okay. Alright. We should probably look into finding a place everybody can meet at openly, like no matter what time it is.
That'd be good. He'll reach into his pockets and pull out a scrap of paper and a pen, and he'll write his phone number down. And just kind of, I've only got the one piece of paper, but I mean, there you go.
Yeah, Eli will take out a cell phone and put it in his cell phone.
Yeah. So will Lily. she'll hand out business cards that are like cotton candy pink with red foil on one side and then black with gold foil on the other.
That's really cool.
Zaron will put Alex's number into his phone after a couple minutes of struggling.
Up over there.
Yeah, they have it.
Are you sure?
Yes. We'll put this.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
You're right. My apologies.
Awesome. I have got to
Bless you.
Thank you.
see somebody about these tattoos, and we'll see you guys. Fighting the good fight somewhere, or cupcakes again.
Magic is your best friend with the removal of those tattoos.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your play. I thought it was funny. Did you at least think it was funny?
I'm sorry. What?
I thought it was funny. Did you think it was funny?
I missed what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
The plant.
Oh, yeah.
The
I dig it. In fact, I'm probably going to keep this at my place. So, if that's cool. Just in case anybody else wanders by. We can't overlook the small thing.
You should probably call on Thor and give him meat again. He likes meat.
I'm going to go do my own research.
I'll go delve into my library and see what I can find.
Oh, you've got a library? Libraries are awesome. We should be friends.
I have a library too, but not of the relevant subject.
I like books. Books are cool. I recently learned how to make them. Super awesome. Fun
Nice.
pastime.
It's a lot of money in that.
Sweet.
Especially if you learn calligraphy too.
That's something worth looking into. Thanks. I got to scoot, but you guys have been great.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
He'll bow slightly at the Fae. And yourself as well.
See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile. And he'll mosey on out the scene.
I think we're good to call it here.
Yeah, so we gotta start shuffling off as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll go work into that.
Any last declarations before we close the scene?
Nope.
Zara needs another cupcake in a dignified manner.
Indignified or?
In an dignified.
Okay.
Or in a dignified, sorry.
Yeah, words are hard. Alright. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, future watchers, for watching. This has been London Open Social, where we have with some really good ideas. Good night.